So is the recovery, of stocks in the Singapore aviation sector like, SIA and Sats services, is the recovery still intact? Are we still seeing like strength, or could there be like more weakness? Hey guys, Joey here, top tier advisor and trader in Philips Securities and chief trainer at Trading Impossible. So in today's video, we'll talk about these two stocks which I've covered a few months back, and it seems like there's a bit of strength coming back again. So we look at these two stocks again, SIA and Sats, to see where we are right now and if the recovery or the upside reversal can still potentially continue. This is what we covered, and if you want to find a bit more on some of the key levels whereby we are seeing a bit of selling for both of them over the past few months, you definitely want to watch this video all the way to the end, and so find out how you can kind of like position yourself to catch the rebound, to kind of like position yourself to ride the recovery if indeed there is like more room for more upside, so that's what we covered. Let's dive into SIA and Sats right now. Okay, so this is SIA, Singapore Airlines right here, trading at about $5.06. So today is like the 1st of September. We are almost approaching to the end of the year already, and it seems like we are seeing a bit of strength over the past couple of months. Of course, there were some areas whereby sellers just came back and pushed prices down. So this is SIA. You can see that when COVID kind of hit, then it kind of like sold off really badly, broke a few key supports like the $6, the 580, went all the way down, consolidated, and somewhere around like November last year, I think I talked about it in the previous video when there were talks about a vest, and that's where we started to see a bit of a rally. You can see right here, and in terms of the moving averages, in terms of the trend turning from like a downtrend to an uptrend, it has kind of like started somewhere around like January. You can see this is where the red line, the 100 days moving average, has crossed back above the blue line. So that's a good sign of the trend kind of like turning up finally, from like a downtrend to a bit of an uptrend right here, and started to push all the way up, from like about $384 to like about the 580 resistance level, and it's where some selling came back. As it kind of broke the support and it went all the way back down again, because there was like a new variant, Delta variant for COVID, and that's where many of those airline stocks got hit again, and SIA is also one of them. Alright, but this is where we are right now. So you can see that we can also draw what we call an upward sloping channel support line right here. You can see this is what we call an upward sloping channel support line, where prices have been kind of like holding above, I would say, since November. You can see rebounded here, somewhere around here as well, and that's where we are nearing this line. So this is an upward sloping channel support line, and as long as prices were to hold above this line, it can be a good thing. It can be a good thing in terms of the recovery still happening. That's number one. Number two is that in terms of the moving average, you can see that this red line, this red line is still pretty much above the blue line. So you can see this blue line is what we call the 200 days moving average, and prices are still holding quite well, above this blue line, the 200 days moving average. And the red line, you can see, even though it's like slightly pointing down, but at least it is still above the blue line as well. So that's a good sign of the trend. Still pretty much pointing up in terms of the mid to long term. But of course, in the short term, this is where we are right now. In short term, since like May, in fact, let me just draw another horizontal line right here. This would be pretty much the support level right here. So let me just remove this. You can see right here. So this is pretty much a short-term, range, Since like May, we are consolidating from like 480. Let me just repeat. It's about 480 right here to about $5.20. So it's 480 to 520 is like about a 40 cents range, and this has been pretty much the range over the past 3 months. You can see going up, coming down, going up, coming down, going up, coming down, and this is the range as the green line, the 20 days moving average, is like sloping sideways. It's like moving sideways. So that's a sign of like the short-term trend, just flat, and moving sideways. And this is pretty much the range for now. But look at this, this blue line also coincides with where the 480 level is as well. So I say 480 to maybe like the $4.90, $5 level right here in this range would be what I call really good support zones, Support zones, or we call it like areas of value, whereby buyers have kind of like came up over the past 2-3 months, and we kind of like saw a rebound from it. So if prices kind of like hitting above, heading towards this level, that's where it could be a good levels to start bargain hunting, to start positioning yourself to kind of catch the rebound again all the way back up to that $5.20. So anything above that 480, I would say for now, the mid to long term trend still looks okay. We are actually still on a recovery phase, right? For SIA, for Singapore Airlines, we're actually still on a recovery phase as long as the 480 support were to hold. And you can see this is also where, as I say, the longer term 200 days moving average is, right? So you can think about, probably like getting in again. I mean, if prices were to hit to these levels right here. But just take note, resistance wise, as I say, it's about the 420, right? Sorry, 520. 520 is key, all right? 520, look at this. We have been kept below since like, April, all right, for about 4 months, 5 months. This is pretty much where we were kept all this while, right? You can see touch came down, a bit of a bearish reversal candle came back down, and so far it seems like sellers are still there defending the $5.20 level. So I think, if you can really get past this 520, it can be a really good sign whereby, the recovery can really start to take shape all the way back up to that $5.50 range. I think 550 would be the next support level. You can see right here, this was a support at about 550. When we broke the 550, the selling really started. So that could be the support turn resistance at 550. And of course, if the 550 were to give way as well, then it's potentially back to the recent high we have seen somewhere in like April, March, which is like the $5.80. All right, so this is SIA. I think the recovery, as I say, it still looks intact. All right, the recovery phase still looks intact, as I say, as long as we would hold above the immediate $4.80 support level. Okay, so let's move on to the other, all right, aviation stock, which is Sats Services, SATS, right here trading about $4.05, right? Is it like a bit weaker than SIA, or maybe still there could be a bit more upside? Let's find out right now. Okay, so this is Sats. You can see that in terms of Sats, it looks quite similar to SIA in terms of it, kind of like rebounding somewhere in November, right here all the way up. Some selling came back, we rebounded, a bit of profit taking in somewhere in April again, went all the way down, and that's where we started to see buyers or some bargain hunting coming back. So it looks quite similar to SIA, but in terms of the trend, right, in terms of the trend wise, look at this right here. This red line would be the 100 days moving average, and you can see for SIA, the red line was pretty much still above the blue line. So the trend wise, mid to long term, it still looks quite strong for SIA. But right now for Sats, you can see there are some signs of weakness, right, in terms of it like consolidating. You can see this red line have also like crossed back down just recently, just below the blue line. So there could be a little bit more, I would say, weakness. That doesn't mean it will come all the way down. I'm not saying that, right? But I'm saying that there could be a bit more weakness compared to SIA, but the recovery can still be intact. I mean, it might actually just like cross down here, maybe point flat, as the blue line point flat, as it starts to consolidate here, all right, before attempting to kind of like push higher, and that's where you might see the moving averages start to turn up again, and then that's where the uptrend can start to form up. But right now, it just looks a little bit more shaky, a bit more weaker than SIA in terms of the recovery, but it still looks okay, I would say, if you give it a bit more time to see how it plays out. We can also draw what we call an upward sloping. Let me just go to draw this. This is an upward sloping channel support line, right here. You can see it touches like 1, 2, 3, all right, and prices are pretty much just above this upward sloping support line, which is kind of pretty much where the support is for now, about $4 to maybe about like $3.90. I think that is where the $4 to $3.90 support is as well. We can also give a bit more leeway. This is where we rebounded from over the past, I would say, 5 to 8 months. This is what this line right here, you can see somewhere around the $3.80. You can see we rebounded, we sold off, we rebounded. So 380 would be quite a strong support after the $4 level. This is pretty much the range, right, from 380 to that 420 level, all right, and then this is pretty much where we are in the short term. We are like consolidating in this range, 380 to 420. It's like a 40 cents range as well, all right, 40 cents range as well, same like SIA, all right. So this is set. I think it still looks okay, all right. I mean, just a little bit weaker in terms of the trend direction, all right, not big pointing up for now, all right. There's some signs of it like coming down in terms of the short term because of the red line pointing down and crossing below the blue line, but we still probably need to give it a bit more time to see if if the blue line were to reverse back down, or maybe the red line is like just pointing down and down and down, then it will not look so good in terms of the trend like potentially coming down again. Of course, if we were to like break below this like 380 support level. But this 380 seems like it's holding quite well. We have rebounded from here as well, about 2-3 times. So that's a good sign whereby buyers might start to come back again to bargain hunt if we were to kind of like head towards levels from 380 all the way to that $4 level right here. Right, but just take note, right, the resistance, right, for Sats would be this very critical level, as I say, $4.20. In fact, I'm just going to shift these targets right up here. You can see it kind of like fits really nicely, right? The 420, right? 420 is the immediate resistance level. Over the past, like, you know, since April, about 4 to 5 months, we have touched about 1, 2, 3 times. It just comes back down, or it just comes back down, and you know, sellers seems to be really just defending the level for now. But I think if we do see like a bit of a catalyst and a good push in terms of like the vaccination rates in Singapore, which is kind of like, you know, improving. We're like seeing like almost 80% vaccination rate in Singapore, and that's where, you know, I think this whole entire aviation sector will slowly start to recover, all right, as, you know, the economy opens up, people start to travel. You know, I think now we have like open up our economy in terms of like open up traveling to like Germany and some other countries, right? So that's a good thing, that's a good start. So eventually when, you know, people start to travel around, we allow tourists to come in, you know, Singaporeans can travel more freely and easily. That would be a good thing for the aviation sector, SIA and Sats, and that might be a good catalyst for them to break some of those resistance level right here, like the 420, whereby we might see it push all the way back up towards the 460 resistance. All right, so this is Sats Services. So yes, I think we have pretty much covered these two Singapore aviation stocks, SIA and Sats. So I hope that you now have a kind of like a better picture of what are some of the key levels that have formed up over the past couple of months in terms of the support, the range, where you can potentially time your entry to kind of catch the rebound. And of course, the most important is some of those really key selling, all right, resistance selling levels, whereby sellers are just defending it for now. You really hope that we get past those levels where the upside can start to continue. All right, so I hope you like this video and you have a clearer view of these two stocks. If you like this video, go ahead to smash the subscribe button. All right, it will definitely help out the YouTube channel. Of course, give me a like as well. If you want to find out a bit more on the whole entire strategy and how we use a system to get in and get out, you can probably attend one of those free web classes that I'm still running. All right, and of course, click on the link below this video. I'll put the deep information below as well. That's where you can find out a bit more. All right, and I look forward to see you in the next video.